During the COVID-19 pandemic, people are still getting married and having special events. They just have to be more creative with how to hold their events safely. When it comes to live music, a popular option has been to have instrumental-only music since, of course, singers need to not wear masks. So instrumental-only is a great option, but when booking a musician, you have to be careful who you hire. Most pianists have no trouble playing the melody with one hand and the accompaniment with the other. But a lot of people prefer guitar because it's more versatile and its portability and its overall expressiveness. My name is Dennis Winge, and in this video we're going to go behind the scenes a little bit so you can be more informed on finding the perfect guitarist for your event. Guitar players generally fall into one of three categories: classical, jazz, or those who play mostly chords to accompany a singer, which includes singer-songwriters or rock and pop, top 40, blues, or cover bands. If you want strictly classical or jazz, then you simply book a classical or jazz guitarist. But if you want someone a little more versatile, it can be a little trickier. Guitarists in the third category usually play a part different from the melody of the song, so they may not necessarily be comfortable having to play chords and melody at the same time, which is known as chord melody. I happen to be comfortable with this style because I play jazz, where it's common to do both, and I have a huge repertoire from the rock cover band that I'm in called The Way, and also because I at one time had a regular gig when I lived in New York City playing rock and pop covers instrumentally every week. In this video, all the selections I played at the wedding reception were at the request of the bride, who went through my repertoire list and highlighted her favorites. In this type of situation, many guitarists will use what's called a looper pedal, where they record the chords and then the pedal plays the chords back while the guitarist plays the melody over it. And that can be very effective on certain songs, like the following. But there's also a downside to guitarists who rely too heavily on looper pedals, because they're either going to record the loops live, which means you and your guests have to listen to the chords being played at the beginning of every song while the guitarist records it. Or if the guitarist pre-records the loops, that generally means his repertoire is going to be relatively limited, and it runs the risk of the music sounding canned because they're just essentially playing to backing tracks. Hopefully this mask-wearing phase will be over soon for all of us, but until then, my advice is, if you're thinking about getting an instrumental guitarist for your wedding or event, find out how experienced he or she is at playing chord melody, how much they might rely on using loops, and how big their repertoire is. And of course, if your event is in the Finger Lakes region of New York State, then please consider me Dennis Winge. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful and safe event, and please enjoy the remaining selections in the video, and God bless.